sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah, we are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Feel like a dynamite, ready to explode right up in the sky. I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to Game Week 10 FPL Podcast episode number... Why did I say 50 on this? I don't think it's supposed to be 50. I might have made a mistake. I think it's supposed to be...
I was going to say half a century. Well done.
I know, right? I was about to... Let me just check that. No. I might have made a mistake somewhere. I think it was supposed to be episode number... Now I need to check this. Episode number 45. Okay. I need to edit that later. Episode number 45 this is. five more.
Almost there.
Yeah,
Five
almost
more
there.
to go.
Exactly. So episode number 45, welcome. And my name is Ryan. I'm joined with Roy. Who?
Good day, everyone.
Good day, exactly. He's with the Arsenal kid. Had a brilliant FPL week. Brilliant North London derby. Arsenal still on top of the league.
Yep.
You're flying.
So, as I said last time, we'll be top of the league until Christmas.
Oh yeah, until World Cup basically. Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Game week 16.
We will see what happens. That
All we have to do is to beat Liverpool next weekend.
and then it should be basically top.
Yep.
We will see. Let me just check if we are still. Yep, we are live. Okay, sweet. Very interesting. That's the only game, right? Tough game for Liverpool left. It was supposed to be City as well, but Liverpool is the only one at the moment. After that, it becomes an easy run. You have Leeds, blank, and then a very easy run again.
Yep.
Okay. And at this point, I think at this point, is the best time to play Liverpool at like the way they are playing right now.
Yeah, I mean, you say that, right? At some point, they'll turn around. At some point, they'll turn it around. I just hope it's not against Arsenal.
Oh, we'll see. See, I've been thinking about that as well because like I have Salah and I don't know what to do with him now, to get rid of him or not. Like people are saying that Arsenal Liverpool games, have they been historically like high scoring games or?
It has been.
Yeah.
Always been high scoring. But always against Arsenal though.
Yeah. Okay, we'll talk about all of that. All right. So before we just get started, I just want to plug FPL Social is happening this weekend. If you are coming, it's in Sydney, in Alexandria, I believe. So if anyone is joining, I will be there. And yeah, just check if you want to get tickets. You can check FPL Social on Twitter. So make sure to do arrive if you want to meet some FPL managers in Australia. Having said all of that, let's get started. So I don't have any player stats today, just like team stats in terms of defense and attack. We'll mainly talk about the games, I think.
Sure.
Bournemouth, Leicester. Do you have Maddison?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. How did you enjoy that performance? 18-point haul, I think.
I actually haven't watched the highlights,
Yeah.
but I do enjoy him scoring 2 goals.
Fair
and,
enough.
And 1 assist, right?
Yes,
as well?
I think he could have gotten another assist as well. That was missed by Drewsbury Hall. Where he basically set the whole team down and like crossed it, and Drewsbury Hall obviously missed the header. Mistimed the header.
Funny enough, I was 49-51 in terms of who should I choose for goalkeeper. Ramsdale or...
Oh, you went Ward,
Ward?
didn't you? Yeah.
No, I went for Ramsdale.
Ah.
I think it's the
Could have had
Arsenal in
100
me
pointer.
that... I know. Is that Arsenal in me that went for Ramsdale?
Yeah.
But, I mean, tell you what, Ramsdale almost got a clean sheet.
Yeah, fair enough.
We didn't give away that penalty.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a clumsy penalty. Do you think Gabriel, like, there's been talk about, oh, well, we'll get to Gabriel when it comes to, like, Arsenal's thing. But in terms of Leicester, Maddison, I think right now is probably a must own. Like, the form he's on, like, he's always at purple patch play. And when he's on that form, you definitely want to own him. And he has something to play for as well, right? To get into that England squad for the World Cup.
He's been talking about it as well. So.
Any other Leicester players? Probably, maybe no one. I guess Maddison is key. Ward, if you want to play around now that we know he's the starting keeper and Iverson is not going to get it.
What do you think that's confirmed?
Well, to be honest, I watched the highlights and I still thought he was bad.
That's why I heard. That's why he had a bad game.
Yeah. So I just think, I don't know, like if Brendan Rodgers was supposed to drop him, he would have dropped him in the last game. So I mean, if you still have him and you want to play around with some of the, like, I know, like, so I went Iverson, unfortunately. But if I had Ward, right, instead of Iverson, what I would have done is I would have gone, because I have Pickford as well, I would have started Ward this week against Bournemouth. Just risked it to see, because Pickford against United, I think Ward probably has a better option. I mean, the Leicester team isn't bad, right? It's just the keeper is just, like, not confident enough. Forest had chances to score, they missed. I think if there was a better team, they would have put it past them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you're right. Other than Maddison, there's no one there really stands out.
Yeah, I think Maddison is by far the best. The other thing is, like, you can go Harvey Barnes. Rush went Harvey Barnes, and I think he delivered. Vardy played a bit, but again, forwards between Vardy and Daka, I'm not really sure who starts consistently. So it's probably
too expensive.
Yeah,
too
exactly.
Expensive for gamble.
Yeah. So it's probably Maddison, and then if you wanted, you can't afford Maddison, then it's Harvey Barnes. But the difference between them is so small that you might as well just go Maddison if you can.
Exactly right. Yeah. Do you think Leicester is going to go for a run? Like, it's going to do really well
they
for the
should,
next
right?
few games?
Because the next few games are easy games for them. Winnable games.
On paper.
Yeah, on paper. Like, okay, let me bring it to the next slide. So this is from Lego Mane FPL. Basically shows it kind of gives you an idea of the rest days as well, the recovery period between games. So red is in like 2 days rest, yellow is like 3 days, light green 4 days, and dark green is 5 days worth of rest between the games. So if you look at Leicester's, right, obviously they played Forest, then they play Bournemouth. After that, they have Crystal Palace and then Leeds. And then I would say Wolves. Obviously, the Leeds to Wolves game is only a 2 day rest period, but in terms of fixture, it's good until game week 13. And then obviously game week 14, you have City, tough game. Game week 15, you have Everton, which is not too bad, I would say. And 16, you have West Ham, which is maybe a slightly tough game. Yeah.
I mean, pretty good before game 12. So 4 games, you definitely should have Maddison in your team.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. And then after that, you can probably, you never know, right? Because like all the big teams improve, you could probably move some of your midfielders to them. Shubharan is also in the chat and he says, what a game week, absolute shit to me. Game week, all thanks to Maddison. Hopefully Son over KDB wasn't disastrous. We'll see. Son, I don't know. So Spurs, we'll get to Spurs. When we get to Spurs, we'll talk about them as well. But from Bournemouth point of view, I'm not really interested by anyone. There was talk about Solanke, but I don't really follow that Solanke talk.
He hasn't performed at all.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going there. I just think this is a Leicester game. If you wanted to get Harvey Barnes, I mean, you could double up, but I think Maddison alone is just enough.
Yeah. Don't put too much
trust in Leicester.
in Leicester.
Yeah, fair enough.
Fair
enough. Okay, Chelsea versus Wolves. Now, when is Reece James going to get a clean sheet?
This probably is the one. Wolves can't score.
You hope so. They've just sacked their manager. We don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, they have?
Yeah, I think that was confirmed, if I'm not mistaken.
I missed so much the last few hours.
You've been celebrating the North London derby win that you
just like drinking all day. Oh, right. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
They're going to have a new manager bounce or something, but there's no new manager yet, right?
No, but apparently it's supposed to be Lopetegui. But we don't know. We'll see. But yeah, when will Reece James get his clean sheet? I don't even know when this is going to happen. I've been waiting since game week 1 for this clean sheet. Well, he's had a few, but like I've been waiting for a long time for like a haul from Reece James.
I think this is the one.
I hope so.
This is the one.
Yeah.
I think Chelsea, I've got Sterling in my team. I think Chelsea assets are not bad, but you just don't know how they're going to play now. And I mean, last game against Crystal Palace, it was 2-1 win, but I heard it wasn't pretty.
No.
So, and Crystal Palace is a difficult game to play against away.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this game at home against Wolves, they should get a clean sheet. They should win big.
I hope so. But they should, right? Technically, they should, because like if you look at the fixtures, right? From game week 13 onwards. Okay, so they have Wolves upcoming in game week 10, Aston Villa in 11, not too bad. Brentford in 12, it's a bit more tougher. United in game week 13, okay, 2 weeks rest between both of those games. Then they have Brighton, and by the looks of how Brighton are playing, they're just continuing their form. Then they've got Arsenal, and then they have Newcastle. That's a tough run after that. If he doesn't get his clean sheet between Wolves and Aston Villa, I don't see where he's going to get his clean sheet after that. And like Shubharan is like saying, the question should be, when is James going to get more than 2 points? Clean sheet is a long-term dream.
I just think it will come good eventually.
Yeah.
Because he's just switched from the back three to the right wing.
Yeah.
So he's playing his best position now. And with the new manager being there for a few weeks now, they should have some sort of idea of how to attack, how to defend. And I just feel like Chelsea will come good. They will turn around. They will. They will have to.
Yeah, I hope so.
Pote is a good manager.
Yeah, exactly.
His philosophy is secure the defense and get the attack going.
Yeah.
But first of all is get the defense solid. So I think Chelsea will come good. I really haven't seen the highlight of the game itself against Crystal Palace, but I just, on paper, but technically speaking, I think it is time. Especially with Arsenal and Man City got blank game week on 12, and I just feel like Chelsea might be the teams you pick players from.
Yeah, fair enough. I just hope that he actually delivers. So we'll have to see. Chelsea versus Wolves. From Wolves' point of view, I just don't want anyone at the moment until we know what the new manager will do and all of that. Okay, moving on. City versus Southampton. Haaland, perma captain, maybe from now onwards. I've learned my lesson. Except for maybe game week 12.
Against Southampton, this game could go like
9-0 again.
Crazy. You go crazy this game.
Yeah.
Because Southampton have got nothing to lose, right? They go in there, expect to lose.
Yeah.
So I just feel like they were just gonna throw everything at City as they usually do, and he's gonna go big. Haaland might score 5.
Would you get another City attacker?
Or is he gonna play or not? That's another question.
See, the good thing about this, is that there are 4 games happening at the same time for the early kickoff. Now, usually they say never back the early kickoff manager. I mean, don't captain the early kickoff. But this time we have 4 games. We'll see whether the early kickoff captain curse will work or not. But we'll get to know some news, maybe at least. We don't know. Maybe we might get to know news if he's not playing.
Is City playing tomorrow morning?
Yes.
So, I mean, if he gets subbed, say 60 minutes or 70 minutes,
then I just captain him straight away.
Then most likely we'll play at the weekend, right? But if he play the whole 90 minutes, if the game is tight, he has to play for the whole game, then
I highly doubt the game is tight. They're playing Copenhagen, I think.
Oh, okay, right. So that's a different story. I think now, if that's the case, then more likely or not, he will play.
Yeah.
no doubt, Haaland captain. There's no other choice.
Yeah, exactly.
To be honest.
Yeah, that's the thing. So I'm just waiting to see what actually will happen. Would you get another City player?
I think you should.
Would you drop Salah to get another City player?
If I have Salah, I would get Foden.
Would you drop Salah to get Foden, or would you keep Salah and maybe drop someone else?
If I drop Salah, I could get 8 million midfield in, right?
Yeah, you could.
I could even get Sterling and Foden,
depending on budget.
If you have
probably
spare cash or whatever.
Yeah.
I just feel like Salah now is not just on form.
Not offering, yeah.
You shouldn't be picking him, but you never know. Like against Arsenal, he might just come good.
Yeah,
that's me being an Arsenal fan. I got beaten so many times by this guy, and I'm just too scared.
Fair enough.
If there's nothing else for you to, if it's not immediate, if it's not urgency, if it's not urgent matter, so I think you can talk yourself into keeping him.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Because I'll eventually need him back again in Gameweek 12. We're in City blank. Because he will be playing West Ham, and also that'll be the week where, well, would I may need him back. I'm not really sure, to be honest. But I'm just thinking, right? I'm just wondering, like, who can I get? Like, if I want to get Foden, but to get Foden, I don't know how I'm going to do it without trying to drop Salah. Unless if Mitrovic is out for a long time, then I maybe drop Mitrovic to a non-playing striker and then get Foden. But then I'll have an issue when it comes to Game Week 12 of too many blank players. Like I'll have Foden, Martinelli, Haaland, and Cancelo by then. Then I'm not sure how. I mean, I could potentially. I'll have to take a hit or something to try and solve that issue, but I don't know. We'll see. I still haven't decided.
Is it worth it? Is it worth it to take a hit to get rid of Salah and get someone else in?
No, if I get rid of Salah, then I might not have to take a hit. But if I don't get rid of Salah, then I don't know. Team structure is the issue. That's what I'm worried about. I don't.
City against Southampton.
Yeah.
Right. And Foden will play.
Haaland
will play, and you would have Cancelo or someone, right?
Yeah.
Typically, and these three players are the three players that
will most likely
Man City player.
Yeah.
You should have.
Yeah. And then KDB.
I mean, for the price, just compare KDB to Foden.
Yeah, Foden probably gives you more value, I guess. Yeah.
Because with Foden, you can get someone else, another 8 million players.
Yeah.
And so between Foden and De Bruyne, I'd definitely go with Foden.
Yeah,
because of the price.
Yeah.
It's really how you're gonna do it for Game Week 12. How are you gonna do it? Because are you gonna have 2 Arsenal players as well? If you don't have Arsenal players,
I have only Martinelli at the moment, and I think I'll keep Martinelli till this thing because I have value stored in him as well.
Yeah, I mean, what you have to do at Game Week 12 is get rid of one player.
Yeah. You
have 11 playing players.
Yeah, true. I'll have to probably put this in a planner and decide and see what I can do. Yeah, but I think I want another City attacker because right now, if Haaland is going to be perma captain, his returns are basically they don't even give me any gains. And then Cancelo also, given the ownership he's at, he also doesn't give me any gains. So I basically need another City attacker to actually gain anything from City. So that's the thing. That's what I have to see. I'll probably figure out a way.
Especially Kyle Walker now is injured, right? So he might not play on the right back. So Cancelo go back to his favorite right side fullback. It's just too hard to drop Cancelo as well. Even though he's still super expensive for a defender.
Yeah, we'll have to see what I can do.
It's tricky, especially Game Week 12. You've got this
blank.
Arsenal and City don't play, which creates some issues for the managers.
True. Okay, so that's City versus Southampton. Newcastle versus Brentford. Newcastle scored 4. Miggy Almiron scoring, getting 15 points. Trippier doing well, continuing to get a clean sheet. They conceded, but this one wasn't on the pitch. Trippier wasn't on the pitch at the time they conceded, so he kept his clean sheet. Callum Wilson on his return scoring again. Now, we don't know the status of Mitrovic's injury at the moment. But if Mitrovic was, let's say, to be out for a long time, would you would you bring Callum Wilson in, or would there be another striker probably?
Yeah, would you pick Tony, right?
Ooh, good question. So I would probably slightly edge it towards Wilson because he has penalties. Now Tony, we look at Brentford's fixtures. They've got, where are Brentford? They got Newcastle, Brighton, Chelsea in the next 3. Not easy fixtures for Tony to be able to score, I'll say.
No, not easy at all.
Yeah, after that they got Villa, Wolves and Nottingham, and then they have City in the end. So only 3 decent fixtures for him to score, I would say, until the end of the World Cup. Compared to, now again, it's not easy for Callum Wilson as well because he's got Brentford, United, Everton, Spurs, Aston Villa, Southampton and Chelsea. So it's tough for him as well. So would there be someone else?
Remember, Newcastle is not a bad team anymore.
No, they're not. Exactly.
I would say they're top 8 sort of team now. So I mean, Wilson is a good pick, I would imagine.
Probably, yeah.
Is he fit enough to play all these games?
That is the question. That's the $1 million question, which we don't really know. And if he gets one injury, that's it. He's very injury prone as well. We know that. In terms of other strikers, I don't really know. I would say maybe slightly tempted by the fact of like Martial as a possibility. Same price range. Now that he's back as well, Ten Hag will give him more minutes as well.
You think?
Yeah, I think Ten Hag will use him as the main striker going forward.
Instead of Rashford?
Instead of Rashford, yes. I think Martial is a better...
Where are they going to play Rashford then? On the wing?
Probably wing, or Rashford will probably get dropped as well. Because I think Martial links the forward line much more better than Rashford could. And if you look at our next couple of fixtures, right? We've got Everton, Newcastle, Spurs, Chelsea, West Ham, Aston Villa, and Fulham. And out of all of those games...
Not easy games.
Not easy games, but out of all of those games, Rashford is more effective, you would say, in teams that United could counter, right? Spurs are not going to really hold possession like City. They would rather prefer to counter themselves. Chelsea might be the one team that you go, okay, maybe they would try to hold position. So out of all of those games, I feel like Martial will be coming up. Martial might be a better option just because of the fact that they'll be facing teams that will be more defensive compared to a City maybe who will be like holding the ball.
Yeah. I mean, that's another thinking, right? People could do Haaland and Harry Kane up front as 2 striker and get a really cheap striker.
Yeah, you could do that as well.
The third one.
Yeah.
Then you have Foden in mid.
Yeah.
Basically, no premium midfielders.
Yeah.
That's another option as well.
And Harry Kane is ticking along, getting a goal a game or something, like getting points, decent points. That could also be a good option. Talking about Harry Kane, Brighton Spurs. Now, obviously, Spurs played in Champions League 0-0 against Frankfurt. Richarlison played, Kane played, Son played, Perisic played. Obviously, Emerson is now out for 3 games because of this red card, which means most likely Perisic will play on the right. Given Conte's recent comments about Doherty, where he didn't seem too impressed with Doherty at the moment, which means I think that Perisic is most likely going to be playing that right-hand side, and Sessegnon on the left.
Yep.
So for 3 games, if anyone wants a Spurs defender, although I probably don't know if I would recommend it, but yeah, it's a decent option.
Yeah, this game is a tricky game. I mean,
Brighton, yes. Trossard.
Brighton by no means they're not easy team to play against.
Yep.
Trossard is a midfielder, right?
Yes. Another good cheap budget alternative.
Yeah, I mean, Gross still a good pick.
Yeah.
Gross and Trossard, these 2 players, and that left back.
Estupinan.
Yeah, I think these 3 guys are probably good players you can pick from Brighton. But you don't want to pick 2 from Brighton. You just pick 1, right? So I mean,
yeah, I think I would go Trossard as probably the main starter. He's on form as well. And if you look at the next fixtures, right, for Brighton, they've got Spurs, Brentford, Forest. Forest could be game week 12 when no Haaland. Anyone looking for a differential captain, you never know, could be a decent option, Trossard.
Yeah.
And obviously then it gets a bit more harder because they got City, Chelsea, Wolves, and Villa. But like until game week 12, and I know, Roy, you don't have a wildcard, you haven't activated your wildcard yet.
Yeah.
You could probably dead end in game week 12, get a Trossard as well if you want.
That's the question I want to ask you.
Yeah.
I remember last time I said I was going to do my wildcard 12. You said
I said 13 would be a better option.
Why is that?
Mainly because you can get rid of you can basically dead end your team in 12, right? Because there's a blank in 12. You can get rid of any City players you have if you wanted to. Like if you had a Cancelo, you could remove a Cancelo. If you have, do you have any City players at the moment, or?
I got Cancelo and Haaland.
Yeah. So, and how much? You don't have too much value stored in Cancelo, right?
No.
So depending on your squad structure, you could probably get rid of a Cancelo. You have 3 Arsenal players, so you're gonna have a problem when it comes to the blank then. But
that's right.
If you were to wildcard on Game Week 12, I'm sure you definitely want to take some Arsenal players into the next run, right? Game Week 13 to 16.
Yeah.
So then it makes no point to wildcard in 12 and like triple up on Arsenal players when you have to bench all of them in 12 as well. Instead, you just sub them out in 12. Maybe not the ones that you hold a lot of value in, like Martinelli. But sub the others out, and then you can wildcard them back in on 13.
On 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can plan for 13, 14, 15, 16.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And you can target all the big teams because the fixtures turn for them really well again after that. So like City's fixtures get really easy. Obviously Chelsea's get hard, so maybe then it's looking at bye-bye Rich James. But Arsenal's gets really easy because Arsenal will have Southampton, Forest, Chelsea, and Wolves. 3 very easy games. And if your prediction comes true, they should be winning all of them.
Yep.
And then obviously you have Spurs with a decent set of games maybe because they've got Newcastle, Bournemouth, Liverpool, and Leeds. You have Liverpool with a couple easy games, so hopefully they've turned their form by then because they'll have Forest, Leeds, Spurs, and Southampton. So a lot of the top teams are getting easy fixtures then. So which is why I think Game Week 13 is the next wildcard window.
That's a good point because Game Week 12, you look at the games. It's Tottenham against Man United.
Yes, tough one.
Liverpool against West Ham.
Yeah, not easy as well given Liverpool's status currently.
Leicester against Leeds.
Yeah,
they're all tricky games.
Yeah.
Crystal Palace, Wolves, Brentford, Chelsea. Yeah, well, I know people's not going to score many points in Game Week 12 anyhow.
Probably not, unless you time your captain correctly. Because that could be a week for a couple swings as well in captaincy because there's no Haaland. And then that's when people like who've been captaining Haaland week in, week out have to kind of like look at a different captaincy option. That's when you'll probably see a couple swings in terms of rank as well. If
maybe
you get
Harry Kane or Son or something.
Against United, you never know. People might actually go there, given United's game against City.
Well, it's just how Tottenham plays, right? They just defend against any team they play against. They would defend.
Yeah.
So against Brighton, I can totally see them just park the bus again
and try to counter.
Yeah,
fair enough.
I think Brighton would be too smart for that.
Yeah, I think Brighton will be the way they played against Liverpool. I think Brighton will give a tough game for Spurs. I didn't expect De Zerbi to quickly implement his style that fast as soon as he was just appointed against Liverpool. But I think there might be goals still, but I don't know. I think Brighton will still be a tough game.
Yeah, I can see this game to be a low-scoring game. To be fair, Brighton against Spurs. It's like playing a game of chess, right? Because Brighton know what Spurs gonna do.
Yeah.
Which basically means both teams not gonna attack that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see.
I just don't like that team. Seriously.
There's nothing to do with that. You're supporting Arsenal.
Really bad football they play.
Fair enough. Just reading the comments as well. So Shubharan said that Rashford is going to play Spurs, Chelsea, and probably Newcastle. Yeah, I think that could happen as well, given the games. Those are tougher games. So we'll see what happens with that. Next up, Crystal Palace versus Leeds. I've got Zaha, and now I hope Zaha can do something in this game. Because if he doesn't, I don't know why I got him then. Because this is one of the easiest games he could get something from. Leeds, obviously Sinistera red card, so he's going to be out. And I think Sinistera is one of their better players as well for Leeds. So we'll see what effect that will have. I think that's the move that everyone's gonna make. Is getting Zaha in this week. Probably.
I'm trying getting Zaha in as well.
Yeah,
because there's so many other people do it. If I don't, there's just too big.
The ownership is different. Yep. If he does well as well, then rank goes
yeah.
down. Yeah. I think Zaha and probably a Foden are probably the high priority moves this week for anyone who's looking. And then shout out to Aiden in the chat who says great pod. Thank you very much. So anything else from Crystal Palace? Would you probably start a defender if Mitrovic was out? Let's say Mitrovic was out. You didn't want to do a transfer this week. Let's say you had a Crystal Palace defender. Would you start them ahead of Leeds?
Yeah, for sure. I think if you want a cheap defender option,
Guehi
will be a good option at the 4.3. It's a good cheap defender you can have in there. I think Crystal Palace they always play good at home.
Yep.
I think they're going to win.
Fair enough. I think they.
Other than that, there's no one else you can pick really. Zaha, and you wouldn't pick anyone else, would you?
No.
Yeah.
That's basically it. Okay.
Or their goalkeeper might be a good option.
Yeah, probably Fabianski. Oh, you mean for Crystal Palace?
Yeah.
Guaita. I still probably wouldn't go there. Now, I had the option to go there on the wildcard, but I just looked at the amount of big chances they considered, and we'll look at the team defense. Actually, I'll bring the team defensive stats up right now. So if you go to team defense, right, Crystal Palace, right there, big chances considered 15, second highest in out of all the teams in the last 6 game weeks. And I was like, that is way too much. And actually conceded of 7.82. So they're in the bottom 6 basically for team defenses. I was like, that's quite a lot. Now Everton are also obviously in the bottom 6, but I think they're improving slightly compared to Crystal Palace defensively at least. So I don't think I'll go for the goalkeeper, to be honest. But I can see why people would go, but I'm not really convinced.
I think it's the future games is the reason.
Yeah. That's why a lot of people, because Crystal Palace did have tougher fixtures before, and obviously the upcoming games, you've got Chelsea, Leeds, Leicester. I mean, if you have the keeper already, people went on a wild card. People who went on a wildcard actually would have probably gone. You could have gone Guaita and Ward. So when you go on Guaita and Ward, they would have started Ward in game week 9 compared to Guaita against Chelsea. And now, obviously, Crystal Palace as Leeds, you can play Guaita actually in this game and see what happens. Maybe because if you got him, then if you didn't start a defender, then you might as well start the goalkeeper as well if you have. Not double up, obviously, but one of the two.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Crystal Palace. From Leeds, anyone particularly looking at? No? Yes?
I mean, I got Aronson
Yep.
in my team.
Yep. Arsenal after that.
He hasn't done much really.
Yeah.
So my thinking is getting Zaha in and replace Aronson is the one I'm thinking about doing for this week.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Leeds will have good fixtures, and also their forms is not very good as well.
Yep, fair enough. Arsenal next. After they've got Leicester, and then they have Fulham, Liverpool. So not an easy run for them after this game, I would say.
Yeah, nothing stands out, right?
Maybe Bournemouth in 15, but I don't think you're going to be to game week 15 for return.
No.
Yeah. Okay, so that's Leeds. Moving on, West Ham versus Fulham. Bowen got a haul. Another player to maybe consider.
I think so. Bowen is, he's in form, and when he's in form, it's hard to stop.
2 more good games, Fulham and Southampton. After that, they got Liverpool, United, Palace, and Leicester.
Bournemouth, yeah. Not that bad, actually.
Oh, yeah, and Bournemouth, actually. Oh, yeah, the Bournemouth game as well. Sorry, I forgot that.
So it's not that bad, really.
Yeah.
But like Bowen, how much is Bowen? Is it 8 mil?
8 mil something, yeah. I think Foden is probably better value compared to Bowen.
Exactly right. With that range, you wouldn't want to go with anyone else, would you?
No, I think like if I was to rank the 8 million midfielders right now, I'd probably still go Maddison number 1 and then Foden number 2. And then maybe Bowen. But to be honest, Saka not yet, but because of the blank coming. But then from game week 13, I'd rank Saka as also higher than him.
True.
Because Saka obviously leads his tempting game, but it's only 2 games in the next 3, right, for him because he has a blank as well.
Yeah. So unless you wildcard this game week and get in this Harry Kane and Haaland as a 2 premium striker, then you get 2 8 million midfielder, then you can go with Bowen, right?
Yeah, then you could probably go if you wanted to. But it depends on your squad structure, to be honest. Yeah. But I think he's a good option, Bowen. Apart from him, I haven't really probably watched the highlights. Skamaka as well scored a goal, so maybe he could be a decent option for the forward line.
True.
But yeah, that's all I'm looking from West Ham. Maybe defense, they're still pretty good defensively as well. They're second for defense in the last 6 game weeks.
Oh, wow.
So fixtures still are pretty decent in the short term. So if you wanted to start a defender, it's not a bad option.
Yeah, I mean, Cresswell is good defender as well. With corners and free kicks and all that. So
yeah, so it could work. And even Zuma on set piece threat. Anyone wanted?
Yeah, Zuma would be good too. Yeah.
So that's the West Ham game. Obviously, Fulham will have to wait and see with regards to Mitrovic what exactly is going to happen. If he's out for 1 game week, bench him for 1 game week, or
what's his injury?
We don't know. No, we don't know. It was the I think it was that ankle. Like, you know how he had that bandage in the international break he picked up. So I think that was the same recurring injury. So we'll have to see. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see. So that's the West Ham Fulham game. The big one, Arsenal versus Liverpool.
Oof. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how Arsenal lost to Man United, to be fair. But this game, if United can beat Liverpool, and City beat United 6-3.
That was a bad United performance. I'll just put that out there. In the compared to the last previous games I've seen, that was a very bad United performance. But having said all of that, I think Liverpool are at the moment in a worse stage than United are.
Yeah. You think?
Yeah.
They still have the same set of players.
Who, Liverpool?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think the problem I'm seeing with Liverpool is not, it's the players are okay, but it's like a confidence issue. And also I think there's like a system issue going on as well. Trent is getting exposed. Salah is playing too much out wide. Midfield not really clicking properly. Obviously they won 2-0 in the Champions League, but we'll have to see.
I heard it's not convincing.
Yeah, they're not convincing yet. Like they're not the same Liverpool of like last year. They're like the Liverpool. Remember when Van Dijk got injured and then Liverpool just capitulated? Feels like that.
Right. Yeah, I think Arsenal at home is going to be a tough game for Liverpool. I think it's going to be a cracking game. It's going to be a good game. It could go either way, but from the form Arsenal is in and the form Liverpool is in, I think Arsenal got a better chance.
I expect Arsenal to win this game, but I still think there'll be goals on both sides.
There's no clean sheet.
Yeah, I don't think there will be a clean sheet. Like even Trent will probably concede his clean sheets. I have Trent, but I'll still start him. But I think there won't be a clean sheet from both sides. I'm thinking.
Trent is going to have a hard time against Martinelli.
Yeah,
that for sure.
That's what I'm like. That's how it's going to be. That's another reason to like keep Martinelli, because Martinelli is going to have a field day if he can expose Trent. And the way Trent has been playing recently, he wouldn't want to come up against Martinelli, I think.
So yeah, I'll say Arsenal are going to win, hopefully, and Liverpool, they will score. Most likely Salah will score or whoever.
The question is, for Arsenal defensive wise, they're weaker on that left hand side compared to the right hand side, right?
It depends really who is going to play on the left. If Tierney is playing, then it's not that bad.
Yeah.
If Zinchenko is playing, then what he does, he just moves to midfield.
Okay. Then Gabriel's on his own.
Then Gabriel's pretty exposed.
Yeah.
That's what happened against Spurs a couple of times, and there's no one there.
That's another.
But that game is different. That game is different.
Yeah.
Because that game, Arsenal knew Tottenham just going to defend, so that's why they allowed Zinchenko to go forward.
Yeah.
Against Liverpool, I have a feeling that Tierney might play.
Yeah,
because he's playing against Salah on that side.
Exactly. That's what I was wondering what's going to happen, because that's what I'm wondering. Because like Salah could get chances from that side. Now, obviously, again, it depends. I'm in a 50-50 at the moment on whether I keep Salah. If I keep Salah and if he scores, he's a massive differential right now. I wouldn't get a differential Salah anytime later, probably, if he does well this week.
True.
And right now, given the red arrows I've had in the last 2 weeks, I need a differential player somewhere or the other. And I think he could be one that could work, but we don't know. We'll have to see. Now, you said that obviously high-scoring games in the last few weeks. I mean, the last few encounters.
It's going to be exciting because both teams will attack.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
There's no doubt about that. Both teams will attack.
Yeah.
Most likely, it will be Arsenal be more attacking.
Yeah.
More possession than Liverpool.
Yeah.
Which is quite dangerous with Salah on the right. So I really don't know how this game is going to go.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see, I guess. If I have Salah,
but it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, agreed. I think I'm going to keep Salah and try and find a way I can fit Foden in if I can. But I'll have to see. I'll probably take a hit even. I don't mind taking it. At this point, I don't mind just point chasing a bit. Like call chasing. But we'll see. Because it's like we're basically at a finish line, right? Because Game Week 16 is coming up and then free transfers after that. So we're basically running. It's almost similar to the end of the season kind of situation. Where we can refresh our squad. So I don't know. I might go haul chasing. We'll see. I might take a couple of risky moves. We don't know. We'll have to see what happens there. Next up, Everton versus United. I have no idea what United team will turn up for this game.
Well, Everton's been defending pretty well.
Exactly. That's why I'm worried.
I don't know what Frank Lampard did, but he has improved their defending, which is quite remarkable. They even beat Southampton 2-1. So this game is going to be really weird.
I don't know.
Man United will attack.
Yeah.
Man United will attack.
They need to win badly. After
they will have to. So.
Well, we'll see what happens, because like after the the 2 4-0 losses, obviously we saw a spark. They came back 4 games on the trot, won, played better. Again, got hammered again. But then I'm wondering, let's see what happens this the Everton game, whether there'll be a change in attitude and all. There has to be. If not, there's going to be issues. I feel
it's very a classic sort of a classic situation of team is trying to play a new manager.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Wanting them to play.
Yeah.
Because what the manager is going to say, well, this is the way I want you to play.
Yeah.
No matter what happens,
you
keep playing this way.
Yeah. Trying to implement that new system is going to take some time.
I think it will take time.
Yeah.
And maybe United was just too good for Everton. I mean, Anthony and all these guys can just take the game on by themselves, right?
We'll have to wait and see, I guess. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I still think like Martial, if Martial features a bit in the Europa League, like a few minutes, right? And if Ronaldo plays more minutes than him, and Ronaldo doesn't really do anything, and if Martial plays a bit of minutes and plays well, I think Martial might get an opportunity, but we'll see.
But there's too many uncertainties there.
Yeah, that's the only problem.
So you probably wouldn't go for any United player at the moment, would you?
No, not at the moment.
Like Fernandes is pretty nail-on starter. Ericsson.
But too expensive, I feel like. Better options elsewhere at the moment.
Anthony? Would Anthony be a good pick?
Maybe, but again, if you're comparing... The thing is, Martial's a forward, so I can compare in terms of forward line as like a third strike option because if Mitrovic is out, then that option opens up. When you look at Anthony, he's playing in that midfield slot, then you have competition, right? We've already spoken about Bowen, we've spoken about Trossard, we've spoken about Maddison, Foden, which is way better options elsewhere.
True.
The thing is, because of the fact that Anthony and Sancho and all play wider and Martial will be playing centrally, is why I'm more tempted, but then again, we don't know whether Martial will start. And I probably won't go there, but yeah.
So Anthony Gordon, is that good pick?
He didn't play the last game, right? I don't know why he didn't play.
Oh, did they not?
No, I think he didn't play the last game. I need to check that and see. I'm not sure why he didn't really play. Let me check. Am I mistaken it for another player? Anthony Gordon. Oh no, he played the last game, but he played only 60 minutes. Game off the bench, I think.
Right.
So not really sure on that.
Interesting.
Yeah. So maybe I wouldn't go there really per se at the moment. I think only Pickford I have, and I will start Pickford. Maybe because I'll get some save points or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Right.
I might start Iverson, and if Iverson doesn't start, obviously then Pickford comes off the bench. Just in case to see if Brendan Rodgers actually changes his mind.
Yeah. Sounds like these two teams are the teams to avoid then.
At the moment, maybe. Or because we don't know what's going to be. The uncertainty is what's annoying.
True.
Yeah. And then finally, the last game, Forest versus Villa. I think Watkins is the only player I'll look into this game in terms of Villa. Could do well. I think Forest are just relegation candidates right now, or basically almost relegated the way they are playing. They are basically like the whipping boys of the league.
Yeah, Aston Villa is an interesting team. Like you think Gerrard has already had a long time managing them and they will improve, but they haven't.
No, that's the only problem.
They just don't. Just don't know what they want to do. Or they don't know how they want to play. Nothing stands out.
0-0 against a 10-man Leeds.
Yeah, there's no system. There's no urgency. Just weird. That team is weird. They will survive. They will avoid relegation, but just very boring and flat.
Yeah, but that will be mainly due to the quality of players they have and not down to Gerrard, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, not looking good. Very odd team at the moment, Aston Villa. So,
but you might pick what's his name, Leon Bailey as a cheap sort of midfield options.
I don't know. We've gone down this Leon Bailey route. I think he's a fraud at this point. He hasn't really delivered per se.
Cheap.
Yeah. We'll see. I don't know. He could do something in this game. You never know. There are people who still have Leon Bailey in the squad, so he could do something. But yeah, if he doesn't do something in this game, then he's just like not point. No, not worth it.
Yeah. What about Ramsey? Jacob Ramsey. He's cheap
Depends on this fellow, Steven Gerrard again. We don't know what Steven Gerrard will do.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see what happens with this game. I think it's probably the most boring game out of all of the games that I'm expecting.
But you would think Aston Villa can win, right?
Yeah, I would expect Aston Villa to win. If they don't, then there's something wrong with them as well.
It's probably a header from a defender or something.
Yeah, probably something like that. Ming's goal, you heard it here first. All right, so that's the games. We talked about this as well. And obviously, Game Week 13 Wildcard, we touched about it a bit. Team attack, City, Arsenal right on top. Followed by Newcastle, Liverpool fourth still, even though they're not doing really too well, but they're up there. I'm expecting a few goals at least in this game. Spurs, Leicester up are the next two teams. At the bottom, you got Chelsea, Villa, Wolves, Fulham, Bournemouth. Chelsea at that bottom six. Never thought I'll can see the day that happens. But yeah, it is what it is.
Crystal Palace last.
Yeah.
At the bottom. What?
Doesn't really bode well for Zaha owners, does it?
Wow.
If they don't do anything against this Leeds game, I don't know. It's not looking good.
That's shocking.
Yeah, I know. I also was a bit shocked when I saw that.
Wow, that's shocking.
Are you reconsidering your Zaha option now?
Oh, it's just because everyone's going for him.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't know. I must have, we'll see.
He's the only one score goals for
Yeah, that's
Palace.
the thing. Yeah. That's the only thing. He's the talisman. So if they're going to get goals, it's going to mostly come through him. Obviously, they scored against Chelsea. So, yeah. We'll see. Leeds is a good team to play against if you want to get a couple goals, I think.
True.
Defense, City, West Ham, Liverpool, Arsenal, Newcastle, Chelsea on top there. So maybe this is the time Rich James finally gets his clean sheet. We never know. And then at the bottom, you've got Bournemouth, Forest, Everton, Leicester, and Fulham. So even the Ward is... we'll see. Ward or maybe who else? Someone else starts. We don't know. But that's your team defense. And then finally, moving on to the watch list. Now, I've kept the watch list very similar to almost like last week as well. I think I removed the premium options of Cancelo and Trippier from the defense at the moment. Mainly because of the upcoming blank.
Yep.
I've added in midfield. Where do we go? In Trossard, I added midfield. I added Trossard in the budget section, and strikers I added Wilson. Anyone here that you think is missing? That should be here?
No, I mean the mid price defense. It's got Trippier and Perisic. You think Perisic should be there? Hasn't really done much, has he?
Yeah, hasn't really done much. But I'm just thinking because of the Emerson red card, maybe he gets a bit more minutes. You never know. But I probably wouldn't go for Perisic too much. I'll still go Trippier as my main one, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is basically what I'm thinking at the moment. But yeah.
This is good. This is good.
Helps
Brentford, you got Brentford. Do you think Brentford can...
Well, I was looking at Leeds' fixtures. I go back. Palace. Okay, Arsenal a bit hard. But Leicester, Fulham, not too bad. Liverpool hard, obviously. Then we got Bournemouth. So, bit of a mixed fixture. Again, Bamford probably wouldn't be high up that list. I'd probably put Wilson over Bamford as well.
True.
Yeah. So, this is the list. We'll see what happens. This is just mainly based off like expected points and everything. And then finally, teams, 93 points. Oh, you had Ben Me as well. Oh no, you could have got 100. Oh no.
I know. I had Ben Me as well. That's another thing I was thinking. Should I go with Ben Me or Aronson? Right? I chose Aronson instead.
Yeah.
Such a stupid decision.
Damn. So close to that 3-figure digit.
I know. And Sterling, I mean, I actually spent
had a couple
points to get Sterling.
Yeah. I mean, it's still a good move. I think he can do well. And I went
If
and
I
benched
went
you
for
in the tournament.
yeah.
If I didn't bench you, would have won that game. We went
Oh,
and lost the
really?
game. Yeah.
Oh, no.
No. Because you took a hit. You were the only one to take a hit in our entire
I took
this
a
thing.
hit, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, you took a hit, I'll bench you. And then you went and scored so much. I was like, no.
So what I did, I got rid of Son
Yeah.
and bring in Sterling and Madison.
Mm.
And the other players I sacrificed was Gross.
Yeah, that made
So
sense.
I took these two players off.
Yeah.
In hindsight, though, I mean, if I got Foden in instead of Sterling, but I think at the
it's still
time I thought
Sterling.
that's too risky.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking about not using the wildcard at Gameweek 12.
Okay. Yeah.
So that play a part in this decision.
Yeah. Fair enough. I think Sterling is still a good pick, to be honest. So you could play off there. Wolves, good fixture. You never know. Could work out. And obviously, huge rank rise. 93 points into, where are you? Top 200k?
Yeah, 200k.
Yeah, so 172 right now. I need to try and catch up back again. Lots to do for me. I had a disaster. Only I had Captain Haaland.
I know. Who did you captain?
I went to Captain Salah. It didn't work. So that was a disaster for me.
Still good. I mean, Mitrovic, everyone's got Mitrovic 0. So.
Yeah. So we'll have to see what I do. I want Foden. I just don't know what I'm going to do to try and get him. We'll have to see. And obviously, I hope that my big at the back defense can actually deliver something. We'll see. So that was my team. But a team that did really well. Let me go back to the main. Let me show you a team that did really well. Was the panel team. And yeah, the panel team is right on your heels, Roy. 96 points.
Wow. 96.
It had Bowen, it had Madison, and it had Haaland. And Madison captain as well.
And Harry Kane. So this is the double premium striker option, isn't it?
Yes. This is the one you were talking about. Haaland, Kane. 96 points. It's at 243. It's just behind you.
Yeah, no.
I need to beat the penalty.
Early.
The penalty is beating. It's beating almost all of us except for you and Rush. So this is 96 points from the panel team. For the upcoming game week though, the team is most likely going to be looking like this. Do we captain Haaland?
Of course.
Yes. Okay. The question is, we have to. I mean, how many transfers do we have? We have 2 free transfers, so we can make a move.
Right. We're going to have to use a move, one move at least, right?
Yeah. So where do we want to do that move?
How much money?
I think we do have a decent. Oh no, we have 0.3.
So not much.
Yeah.
And have we used the wildcard yet?
Yes. In Game Week 8.
So there's only 1 Arsenal player and 2 City players.
Yeah. So I don't think we'll worry too much about Game Week 12 benching issues.
Do we want to get Foden in?
We could, because we have a plain bench as well, technically speaking. But to get Foden in,
we need to get rid of Cancelo or Perisic.
Yeah.
Well, we don't want to get rid of Cancelo, right?
Not yet, because Southampton. Maybe you can get rid of Perisic and upgrade Gordon. Let's say we did that, something like that, right?
Yeah.
3.3. Not enough money.
It's not gonna work.
Maybe Rich James. Nope, not enough money. You'll have to downgrade one of Bowen or Madison, and I don't know if you want to do that right now.
It's not gonna work, right?
Yeah. The next
because
option.
You've already got Bowen and Madison.
The next option is if you wanted to do Martinelli out, Foden in, and then you do Perisic out. And get
you want to keep Martinelli. You want to keep him. You want to keep one Leeds, Arsenal player.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, there's no point in keeping Gordon. That's just a bit.
What do we do with Gordon then?
Get Trossard.
Oh, good point. We can do Trossard and then we can remove Perisic and bring someone else.
Yeah, let's do that.
But do we want to wait on the Mitrovic thing?
Oh, you want to get rid of him, right?
Just in case we don't know what his injury situation is. Okay, let's say this, right? If Mitrovic is fit, we do Trossard and we get a defender. Who can we get? 4.7. We can get anyone from 4.7. We can probably go for a cheap one if we wanted to, like a Guehi to play game week 12.
Like a Crystal Palace
Yeah.
defender.
Yeah. So you could do something like this and keep if Mitrovic is fit. If Mitrovic is not fit, then we probably again it depends on if Mitrovic is not fit. If he's out for one game week, we can still bench him. If he's out for longer, then we'll probably have to move him out for
get rid of Mitrovic for a cheaper striker.
Okay, so we can get in like 4.3, or do you want to go Dominic Solanke, or 4.3 like a Greenwood?
Solanke maybe.
If you did a 4.3 like a Greenwood, then you can go for Foden instead of Trossard. So maybe that we can do something like that. If Mitrovic is out for a long time, then we can do Greenwood and Foden.
Yeah.
If Mitrovic is just out for one game week, then we can probably just like do the Trossard and Guehi move.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, okay. So we'll wait and see with regards to press conference news and then make those moves.
Sounds good.
The panel team looking good, looking in a really good position. I wish I was in this kind of position. But yeah, the panel team is in a really good position right now. And this is the team at the moment, the bus team. And then we'll see based on Mitrovic's injury status, we'll move accordingly.
Yep. Sounds
cool.
Good.
All right. Anything else to add?
No, I just think Arsenal will be top of the league by Christmas.
Fair enough. We will see. And also, finally, prices. Iverson looks like he's going to maybe rise. I don't know. We'll see. Bowen also looks like he's getting... I don't know.
Why?
I don't know. Don't ask.
He hasn't even played a game.
People probably just going like Iverson as like a second keeper. I don't even know, to be honest. Bowen, James may be looking for a rise as well. In terms of falls, then maximum, I think, to be honest, I think Salah was very close to a fall as well this week. Where is he? Salah. Oh no, he's reduced a bit slightly. Trent was the other one I was wanted to see. Yeah, both of them, Salah and Trent, are getting sold quite a lot, which kind of tells me maybe I keep him a bit more longer because it would be even better differential. But yeah,
a bit different, yeah.
Yeah. So that's basically the prices. And yeah, I think that's all we have for today. So thank you to everyone who was in the chat as well. And thank you to Roy for joining me. Anything else? Nothing else? No?
No worries. I mean, the game's coming fast, so it's going to be interesting. Just keep an eye on the Champions League games and see what's going on.
Yep. Fair enough. We'll see what happens tomorrow.
Some ideas. Yeah.
We'll see whether Haaland plays, how many minutes he plays, and everything. Yeah. Having said all of that, make sure to like, subscribe. We're 2 subscribers away from 400 subscribers, so make sure to hit that subscribe button if you are new. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all next week for the podcast, and obviously tomorrow or maybe Friday I'll have another couple of videos as well. So see you all.
Awesome. Have a good one.
Walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock. I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step.